I think the psychedelic and spiritual community should focus a lot more on seeking like-minded individuals that are local in terms of actually interconnecting and finding the others. This will help with New Earth actualization in terms of actually, instead of taking, because it all seems quite mental at the minute. Like, if we actually find others and we actually draw connections and build a deeper community, our collective ego will be stronger. We need to make a awakening map and map out brief, like, kind of where a lot of us are in a way, and like we need to actually like physically meet up, and there are a lot of things that we need to discuss. We could have like an awakening panel. We need to have a lot of deep conversations about our future.
Before I sent it to you, I wasn't sure what you'd think exactly. You can have spiritual and psychedelic people, but that doesn't mean that we're necessarily all on the same page with every nuance of it, of course, with every idea. And that's why I tend to preface if we're going to do like a podcast together or something, with like, I'll just say I reached out to you on a whim, and it doesn't mean that you're tied with me in terms of... I preface it for safety in terms of, because to be honest, I can tend to be what seems to almost be kind of ideological of like... Basically, the way that my awakening happened, right, is I stumbled onto this music artist, and he was preaching all sorts of shit, including psychedelics, but he was also preaching, like, the deep corruption and this deep, like, conspiratorial type thing. So, honestly, long story short, what resonates with me, there's many nuances to it, and I try to hear all sorts of different perspectives, but, like, I feel like I don't know what's happened to this planet, bruv. It's like, why was I born into this grid of poisonous food and sent into this fucking education system that was it was teaching me lies? And everyone's like, we're not like, why is like I don't know, like humanity's still in the dark ages somewhat. So when I say New Earth Actualization, I know that sounds kind of fucking wishy-washy, but honestly, man, I'm like, it's like the wealth disparity and capitalism, where like, why can't we have more abundant gardens? I'm talking, that's what I mean by New Earth, like making eco-villages worldwide type thing. And I'm kind of sick of having to preface it because of other people's... Some people aren't on this kind of more conspiratorial type thinking, but to an extent, man, like, I don't know, man, I can't help but resonate with it. It's like stuff like the pandemic, man, like locking everyone down and mandating poison. That is what it is, man. And like, people who don't see like deep corruption in culture, I don't really resonate with them, and I can't. Like, sometimes I go back and forth and I'm less conspiratorial, but sometimes I'm more. But overall, man, like, I can't deny what I've seen. Like, it's like there's deep power disparity of like, the planet is owned, and like we're in like this grid of wealth extraction, and I can't help like it deeply resonates with me, and that's what I mean by New Earth. Kind of, it's like us getting together in a sense and saying fuck this system, man, and just growing more food. Like, why can't we, like, all of our food is like engineered by scientists and sprayed with pesticides, and I'm quite like ideological with the health as well, man. Like, every single person around me, like, I don't like it. It depends. Obviously, spirituality ultimately transcends like any separateness, and maybe we can go back and forth a bit on this kind of topic if and when we do our podcast or Instagram live or whatever. But I'm talking like, there was a point where like you really realize it in terms of like, it's a lot to do with like the health, especially like everyone around me eats like proper, like there's stuff in the food that's literally killing everyone's brain, and when you activate your third eye, so to speak, on mushrooms, it's like, oh my god, everyone's asleep, man, everyone's drinking this poison. So that's all. I didn't mean to give you a super lecture, but yeah, it's like I've had to cross the line in terms of I've stopped doubting myself now. It's like the conspiracy thing. It's not just conspiracy for me. It's like it's proper real in terms of it ain't normal, man. What's going on? I'm not saying there's a big plan by the reptilians inherently, but there's something deeply wrong with a lot of these like mega corporations and the false news, man, and like every like big pharma. Like so much of my family and stuff are on like this fake medicine. Like when I had a bit of a physical problem when I was younger, they sent me to some doctor and gave me this scary tablet and that said that had horrible side effects. They didn't ask me nothing about my breathing, about my posture, about the tap water, nothing. It's just I think this fucking culture is thick and everyone needs to wake up, to be honest.
Death. Wow, there's stupid people everywhere. The stench of mental health is in the air. Everyone is brain dead, I swear. I blame it on the fluoride, you can see it when they stare. You really need to be prepared. They're coming for your children, but no one seems to care. I told you all before with Epstein, so be aware. This reality is hell and life is never fair. But I'm protected by the angels in the sky. My soul is not for sale, it's something you could never buy. I've had enough, now it's time to say goodbye. All these dirty fucking pedophiles are gonna die. Why? Cause God's children ain't for sale. No, they're not. Child trafficking is off the scale. Fuck's sake.